Have you ever felt this? Your mind is full of big dreams, grand ambitions, but your body just won't move. You bought fancy planners, downloaded all the productivity apps, watched countless motivational videos, read the self-help books, and then nothing changed. The next day, it's still you, same procrastination, same feeling of being tired of yourself again and again. It's not that you're not smart, it's not that you don't want it. Something inside you is pulling the other way. It's laziness, the kind that makes you angry, exhausted, and stuck. If you've ever felt stuck like that, this video is for you. Today, we're not only talking tips to beat laziness, we'll also talk about how to understand yourself, your brain, and use real strategies to finally break free from the trap of procrastination. Let's begin. Why you feel lazy, the science behind procrastination. Laziness isn't a personal failing, it's your brain's wiring at work. Inside your skull, a tug-of-war plays out between two systems, prefrontal cortex versus limbic system. Your brain is locked in a constant power struggle. The prefrontal cortex, your CEO, responsible for planning, decision-making, willpower. Weaknesses, easily fatigued, slow to activate. Modern equivalent, the strategic manager trying to hit quarterly goals. The limbic system, your inner child, responsible for immediate gratification, emotion, instinct. Strengths, fast, powerful, emotionally driven. Modern equivalent, a toddler screaming for candy at the checkout line. Real-world example, when you set a 6 a.m. alarm to work out, your prefrontal cortex makes this logical decision the night before. But when the alarm rings, your limbic system hijacks control just 5 more minutes, overriding your best intentions with biological impulses. Your brain doesn't just prefer distraction, it creates actual discomfort when you contemplate important but challenging work. This leads to initial avoidance. I'll start after checking my messages. Temporary relief. No more task pain. Guilt cycle, why did I waste another day? Self-identity erosion, I'm just a lazy person. Now, let's break down the 5 key reasons this happens and how they show up in your life. First reason, the clarity crisis, vague goals lead to zero action. Case study, 2 students are assigned a paper. Student A gets, write about any topic you like. Student B gets, write 1,200 words comparing WWII propaganda techniques in the US and Germany. Citing at least 5 academic sources, due March 15th. Guess who actually starts working? Yep, student B starts immediately. Why? Specificity triggers action. The exact word count, 1,200 words, deadline March 15, and source requirements, 5 academic sources, eliminate decision fatigue. The brain perceives this as an executable file rather than an ambiguous cloud. Built-in accountability. The comparative framework, US versus Germany, creates a ready-made structure. Psychological studies show constraints boost creativity by 43%, Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, 2020. Your brain needs crystal clear clarity to take action. Vague goals like get in shape or be more productive trigger avoidance because no clear starting point, no defined finish line, no way to measure progress. Second, the overwhelm spiral. Neuroscience shows that when faced with complex tasks, the amygdala, your brain's threat detector, can trigger a freeze response. This explains why you might stare at a blank document for 20 minutes, clean your apartment instead of working, fall into research rabbit holes that never lead to action. The cognitive load breakdown, from 1 to 3 steps, I can do this. From 4 to 7 steps, mild resistance. 8+ steps, full freeze mode. Third, the perfectionism trap. Clinical psychologist Dr. Gordon Flett identifies 3 types of perfectionism: self-oriented, I must be perfect, other-oriented, they expect perfection; socially prescribed, the world demands perfection. All 3 create what psychologists call the perfectionism-procrastination paradox. The higher your standards, the more you delay starting because fear of imperfect first drafts, paralysis by overpreparation, endless just one more researching. Fourth, energy bankruptcy. The Harvard Business Review analyzed productivity across industries and found 63% of professionals are working at energy deficits. Morning energy peaks last just from 2 to 4 hours for most people. Decision fatigue causes productivity drops of up to 40% by afternoon. Your brain is an energy hog. It's 2% of your body weight, but uses 20% of your energy. When depleted, willpower evaporates, impulse control weakens, procrastination feels inevitable. Fifth, confusing being busy with being productive. You're not lazy. You're just busy all day doing the wrong things. You jump between 10 tabs, drafting a report, Googling random stuff, tweaking fonts on a slideshow, checking emails, and reorganizing your to-do list for the 3rd time. It feels like you're doing something, but deep down, you know you're just spinning your wheels. At the end of the day, you're drained. But when someone asks what you actually finished, you pause because you don't know. We live in a culture that celebrates being constantly busy, as if being overwhelmed is a badge of honor. But being tired doesn't mean you were productive. It might just mean you spent all day solving fake problems while avoiding the real one. Ever caught yourself watching productivity hacks for 3 hours instead of actually doing the thing? Yeah, same. The issue isn't that you're not working hard enough. It's that you're not using leverage. So what is the leverage here? It's among the strategies to beat laziness below. These are practical, actionable, and designed to rewire your brain for action. Let's find out. Strategy number 1, the 5-second rule, Mel Robbins' neuroscience hack. How it works. When you think of starting a task, your brain has a 5-second window before it kills motivation with excuses. Counting backward 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 disrupts overthinking and triggers action. The idea is simple. When you feel resistance or hesitation, the 5-second countdown pushes you into immediate action before your brain can talk you out of it. Why it works? Activates prefrontal cortex, decision-making. The prefrontal cortex is responsible for planning, logic, and long-term decision-making. The 5-second countdown activates this part of the brain, helping you take control and override the impulsive urges of the limbic system. Prevents amygdala hijack, fear response. The amygdala controls your emotions and the fight-or-flight response. When faced with something challenging, the amygdala triggers fear or resistance. The 5-second rule interrupts this process, keeping you from overthinking and backing out due to fear or anxiety. Creates behavioral momentum. Once you take action, no matter how small, it creates a snowball effect. This initial step triggers dopamine, the brain's motivation molecule, and reinforces the desire to keep moving forward. Over time, this builds momentum, making it easier to take action the next time you face hesitation. Deep dive, why it's so effective. The magic of the 5-second rule is based on neuroscience. Your brain is constantly trying to protect you from discomfort. When faced with difficult or challenging tasks, it triggers resistance to prevent you from feeling anxiety, stress, or failure. The longer you wait to start, the stronger this resistance becomes. The 5-second window helps you take action before this fear response takes over. The simple act of counting down and taking that initial step interrupts your brain's habitual resistance patterns. You go from inaction to action in just a few seconds, sidestepping the internal struggle. This allows you to bypass procrastination triggers and move toward your goals with minimal mental friction. Case study. A 2021 study found participants using the 5-second rule were 3x more likely to initiate difficult tasks than control groups. Those who practiced the rule experienced significantly less hesitation when starting projects and reported higher satisfaction with their productivity. Practical applications. When you feel hesitation, use the 5-second rule to get started with a task you're avoiding, like working on a report, going for a run, or even picking up the phone to make an important call. Before hitting the snooze button, use the rule when you're about to fall back asleep. Count backward, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and get out of bed immediately, helping you fight the urge to stay comfortable and avoid the day's responsibilities in the face of fear or anxiety. If you're procrastinating because of fear of failure or perfectionism, the 5-second rule helps you take the first step without overthinking. The first step is often the hardest, but it's all you need to gain momentum. Further insights. While the 5-second rule is powerful, its effectiveness relies on repetition and consistency. The more you use this technique, the more it trains your brain to act quickly without hesitation. Over time, it rewires your brain to take action without the need for excessive willpower. Strategy number 2, the 2-minute adaptation, David Allen's GTD principle. Implementation. Identify your most avoided task. First, identify one of the tasks you consistently avoid or find difficult to start. It could be a large project or even a simple task that you keep putting off. Ask, what's the absolute smallest first step? This question helps you break the task into its smallest component. It reduces the overwhelming feeling and makes it easier to start. Not write report, open Word doc. Instead of thinking about completing the entire report, focus on just opening the Word document. Starting with this simple action makes it easier to continue with the rest of the task. Not clean house, pick up 3 items. Similarly, instead of thinking about cleaning the entire house, you can start by simply picking up 3 items. It's much easier and helps you push through the initial resistance. Commit to just 2 minutes. Commit to working on the task for just 2 minutes. This makes the task less daunting, and once you start, it becomes easier to continue working. Psychology behind it. The Zeigarnik effect. The Zeigarnik effect is a psychological principle that suggests our brains experience mental tension when tasks are left unfinished. When you begin a task, even if it's just a small part, your brain feels the unfinished nature and motivates you to continue. Starting creates a cognitive itch to continue. Once you start a task, even if it's just a small step, your brain automatically nudges you to continue. This creates a cognitive itch that makes it difficult to stop once you've begun. It's a form of momentum that leads to more productivity. Small wins boost dopamine for momentum. Completing small steps releases dopamine, the brain's motivation molecule. These small wins build momentum and reinforce the desire to keep moving forward. As you achieve more, your brain releases more dopamine, which makes it easier to keep going and finish the task. Deep dive on the 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule is a powerful tool in David Allen's GTD methodology. While simple, it's highly effective, especially when it comes to overcoming procrastination and getting started. When you're faced with a large task or feel overwhelmed, the 2-minute rule helps you break the task into smaller, more manageable actions. You don't need to finish everything right away, just take that first small step. For example, if you're dreading a long report, don't think about finishing the whole thing. Instead, focus on just opening the Word document. Once you've taken that first step, it becomes easier to continue working. From a psychological perspective, completing even a small task provides a sense of accomplishment and relief. This sense of completion drives the brain to continue working, helping you make real progress. Practical applications of the 2-minute rule. Tackle tasks that are hard to start. When you feel lazy or unmotivated, apply the 2-minute rule. For example, instead of staring at a lengthy to-do list, choose one task and commit to working on it for just 2 minutes. This will help you overcome the initial procrastination and build momentum. Overcome overwhelm when tasks seem too big. The 2-minute rule helps you break down large tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. When you're unsure where to start, find the smallest step you can take and commit to doing it for just 2 minutes. Build new habits. The 2-minute rule is an excellent way to start new habits. Commit to doing one small action related to the habit you want to form for just 2 minutes each day, such as reading, exercising, or journaling. Strategies number 3. Use Pomodoro, 25 minutes work, 5 minutes break. How it works. Set a timer for 25 minutes. You start by setting a timer for 25 minutes, also known as a Pomodoro. During these 25 minutes, you focus solely on the task at hand. No distractions. Work without distractions. During these 25 minutes, avoid checking your phone, browsing social media, or doing anything else that might derail your concentration. If a thought pops into your head, jot it down and continue working. 5-minute break. After each Pomodoro, take a 5-minute break. This is essential for recharging and preventing burnout. You can use this time to movement. Stand up, walk around, stretch increases blood circulation. Eye relaxation. Look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds to reduce eye strain according to the 20-20-20 rule. Avoid phone use. Scrolling social media prevents your brain from truly resting. After 4 rounds, 2 hours, take a longer break of 15-30 minutes. Eat a snack, listen to music, meditate. This longer break helps to refresh and reset your mind before starting the next set of Pomodoros. Why Pomodoro works? It breaks work into manageable chunks. Pomodoro helps break down tasks into small, manageable parts. You only need to focus on one small Pomodoro instead of an entire project. It prevents mental fatigue. Working non-stop leads to mental fatigue. Pomodoro provides short breaks to recharge your brain and continue working efficiently. It harnesses the power of time pressure. The ticking timer creates a sense of urgency that motivates you to stay focused and work faster. It helps maintain consistency. Pomodoro helps maintain high productivity throughout the day by breaking work into small rounds with breaks that recharge your energy. It improves focus and productivity. Research shows that working in short bursts is often more productive than long, drawn-out sessions. How to apply Pomodoro effectively? Start with easy tasks. If you're new to Pomodoro, start with easier tasks to get a feel for the technique. Use a Pomodoro timer or app. You can use a Pomodoro app or timer to track your work and break times. Customize for your needs. While the standard Pomodoro is 25 minutes of work and 5 minutes of break, you can adjust this to fit your own rhythm. Stay disciplined. The key to making Pomodoro work is discipline. Stick to the timer and honor your break times. Strategy number 4, take care of your physical well-being. If you want to beat procrastination, you can't ignore your body. Sleep deprivation, a hidden productivity killer. Lack of sleep cuts prefrontal brain function by up to 29%. That's the part of the brain responsible for willpower, decision-making, and focus. When you're sleep-deprived, you lose clarity, make poor decisions, and easily give in to distractions. Backed by research. A study from UC Berkeley found that sleep deprivation weakens emotional control and increases impulsive choices, key drivers of procrastination. Effects of poor sleep. Poor decision-making, leading you to delay important tasks. Lower willpower, making you more vulnerable to distractions. Movement and motivation. Physical activity isn't just for your body, it's also powerful fuel for your brain. Just 15 minutes of brisk walking can boost 2 powerful brain chemicals: dopamine, which drives motivation, and BDNF, which supports brain growth and sharpens focus. Dopamine helps you feel energized and take action. BDNF helps your brain grow and stay sharp. What science says? Harvard Medical School found that regular exercise improves both mental and physical performance by increasing these 2 chemicals. Examples you can try: take a brisk 15-minute walk. It instantly lifts your mood and energy. Try yoga, light cardio, or even dancing. All of these keep your brain alert. Hydration and nutrition. Fuel for focus. Your brain is made up of about 75% water. When you're even slightly dehydrated, your brain slows down, making it harder to think clearly. A drop of just 1–2% in hydration levels can reduce your ability to focus and process information. Scientific insight. A study from the University of Connecticut confirmed that mild dehydration impacts memory, attention, and decision-making. Nutrition matters just as much. Foods rich in omega-3s, B vitamins, and protein provide long-lasting brain fuel. Think fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and clean protein. These support stable energy and clear thinking throughout the day. Why physical well-being works. When your body is rested, hydrated, and fueled, your brain performs at its best. You'll think more clearly, resist distractions, and stay in control, all of which help you overcome procrastination. Taking care of your physical health isn't a luxury. It's a foundation for mental clarity, discipline, and consistent productivity. Strategy number 5, reduce unnecessary decisions, protect your mental energy. Willpower is limited, and most of us burn it out before 10 a.m. We waste energy deciding what to eat, what to wear, what to focus on, whether to check our messages, which app to open, what headline to click. And the worst part, we waste hours reacting to things that have nothing to do with us. Online drama, bad news, other people's opinions, random TikToks. Here, S how to fix it. Create a default daily structure. Block off time for your most important work so you don't have to decide when to start. Simplify repeatable decisions. Eat the same breakfast, wear a go-to outfit, automate small stuff. And set personal boundaries like no social media for the first 2 hours after waking up. This isn't about control, it's about conservation. The less energy you waste on junk, the more you can spend on things that truly matter. Decide less. Do more. Feel better. Strategy number 6. Work smart, not perfect. Being busy doesn't mean you're productive. Working harder doesn't guarantee better results. The real question is, what's the least you can do to get the best outcome? That is called the minimum effective dose, the smallest action that still gets the job done. Think of boiling water. You need 100 degrees C. More heat won't make it extra boiled. It just wastes energy. If you want to grow, reading one page with full attention every morning will teach you more than skimming an entire book while spending the whole day on your phone. Don't chase perfection. It's just procrastination in disguise. You're here to make progress, not to impress imaginary critics. Perfection is often the enemy of done. That's where leverage comes in. Leverage means working smarter, not harder. Instead of trying to do everything yourself or wasting hours on low-value tasks, use tools, systems, or people to multiply your output with less effort. Automate the repetitive. Delegate the non-essential. Focus your energy where it matters most. Leverage protects your time, prevents burnout, and helps you get real results without needing to be perfect. Finally, strategy number 7, stop chasing goals. Start building systems. Beginners chase goals. Professionals build systems. A goal says, I want to write a book. A system says, I write 500 words every morning at 9 a.m. A goal is a wish. A system is a repeatable process. Goals live in the future. Systems operate in the present. When you focus only on goals, you're constantly frustrated that you're not there yet. But when you build systems, progress becomes automatic and often faster. Want to get fit? Don't obsess over your weight. Build a system. Work out every morning from 5:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. Want to save money? Don't just hope for a big bank account. Build a system. Transfer $50 to savings every Friday. Systems reduce emotional pressure because you're no longer focused on the outcome, you're committed to the process. Success becomes a byproduct. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Beating laziness isn't about becoming a productivity machine overnight. It's about understanding your brain, building smarter systems, and taking small, intentional steps forward. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. These 7 strategies are your roadmap to turn goals into action and action into lasting momentum. Pick one strategy from this video and try it today. Maybe it's setting a Pomodoro timer for that project you've been avoiding, or taking a 10-minute walk to clear your mind and boost energy. Now it's your turn. Comment below with the strategy you're going to try. I'd love to hear what you choose and how it goes. If this video sparked something for you, don't forget to subscribe and join our growing community. We share weekly self-improvement tips to help you think better, feel better, and live better. Let's keep growing together.